Welcome to CornerStore POS software. I will be helping you become familiar with CornerStore and its features. CornerStore is the solution of choice for mom and pop retail stores. You will first begin by logging into CornerStore. The default administrator username is admin, A-D-M-I-N, all in lowercase. The default password is A-D-M-I-N-123. Let's get started with creating a department. A department is a category that all inventory must be organized into, such as candy, soda, and beer. To access this menu, select Setup, Administrator, then Department Maintenance. In order to add a department, you must first click on Add. Then, you'll need to enter in a department name and description. When you're done, click on Save, then OK, then Exit. Now you will set up a tax rate. In order to set up a tax rate, you must go back to the Setup menu by clicking General, then click on Tax Rates. You can have up to 3 different tax rates, which you can use depending on your state. You can change the name of the tax to something more appropriate. You can also change the tax rate as well. When you're done, click on Save, then Done. The next thing to do is to add an item into CornerStore. In order to do this, from the Setup menu, go to Administrator, then Inventory Maintenance. To add a new item into CornerStore, you must click Add. Then in the item number field, you can either enter in a number manually or scan the item if you have a scanner. Enter an appropriate name in the item name field, and make sure the proper tax rate is checked. In the price field, you can enter in the price, then the tax will be added accordingly. Or you can enter in price after tax, which will adjust the price accordingly. You can enter in an item stock to keep inventory on your items. Put a department to organize your item in, then click on Save. Click on OK, then click on Exit. You have now learned to put an item into CornerStore. Now, you'll learn how to customize the buttons on the side of the screen to do different things depending on your need for your store. Go to Setup, Customize Screen, and here you can see the whole layout for the screen. First, we will make a button that corresponds to a specific inventory item. Select the button you would like to change. Then, under Function Type, select Inventory Item. Then, either scan the item, or press Inventory Lookup to search it by name or number. Give the button a name in the button name field. You may add a picture by going to your computer and browsing for it. Click Apply Changes to save. Next, we will make a department button. Pressing a department button will bring up every item in a new window that's listed under that department as inventory items, like the button before. In order to make a department button, select the button you would like. Under Function Type, select Department. Select the department you would like to add in the drop-down. Choose an appropriate text and an appropriate picture. When you are done, press Apply Changes. Now, if you have something that its price changes regularly, such as gasoline, or you would like to make an item represent a whole department, then you should create a variable price department item. Select the button you would like to choose. For function type, select variable price department. Select the item from your inventory you would like to place in the button. Remember that this will prompt the user for a price every time you press the button, so it's best for items that change price. Choose a name and a picture if you have one, then click Apply Changes. The last button is for an item that pays out, such as a lottery ticket or discount. Just as before, select the button you would like to choose. For function type, select Variable Price Payout. Select the item in the inventory. Now this item has to be special since it's not a normal inventory item. Select an appropriate name and a picture. Click Apply Changes. Now, in order to view these changes, you will need to log out of CornerStore and log back in. Click Exit and click the X to log out. Log back in. And you can see the buttons are there. Now to see the buttons in action, you can click the Inventory Item button to see it go in the invoice. Click the Department button to see all the items pop up. Enter in a price for Variable Price Department, and you can see that it acts like the button below. Enter in a number in the Variable Price Payout, and it will show a negative number. Now aside from the customizable buttons on the side, you can ring up an item a few number of ways. You can scan the item's barcode or enter in its ID number. You can press Go for a price check to search for the item by ID number or by name. You can also press the buttons below. These are your inventory items 1 through 12 and act just like a variable price department item. These are used to represent a whole department as opposed to an inventory item. Now let's try to apply some discounts. There are two types of discounts, line and whole. Line discount discounts a single item, but the whole discount discounts the entire invoice. In order to perform the line discount, just select the item you would like to discount, then select line discount. Enter in a percentage, then click Enter. To discount the entire invoice, just press Discount. Put the percentage in again as a whole number. Then press Enter. You can delete a single item in the invoice by selecting the item you want, then pressing the Delete button. You can remove everything in the current invoice by pressing the Void button. However, you need administrative privileges to do so. Now we will learn how to take an invoice and save it for later. Right now, we're going to hold an invoice. So we're going to ring up an item. Now you're going to press Hold Invoice. You can give the customer a name so you can search for the customer later. When you want to get the invoice back, all you have to do is press Fetch Invoice, and it will bring up a window. Select the customer you saved. Then you can process the transaction as normal. When you're done with the transaction, it comes time to pay. You can pay in cash and make the transaction quicker with the Quick Pay buttons. Represent 5, 10, 20, or round it up to the nearest dollar. Or you can press the Pay button to pay in different numbers or different methods of payment. You can pay to a customer account, much like a tab, with a credit or a debit card. You need to set these up in payment processing, which will be explained later. You can also use a gift card, pay in cash, or use an EBT card. We'll be using cash for an example. If you would like to use a credit or debit card through CornerStore, you would have to do one of two things. Sign up with Mercury Pay, US ePay, Net ePay, or PayGX2. Or you can use an external card machine that you have on your own. Go to Setup, Administrator, then Payment Processing. If you're using your own external machine, all you have to do is click Express Checkout. If you're using Mercury Pay, US ePay, Net ePay, or PayGX2, enter in the information that they give you, then click Save and Exit. Now that we've made a sale, we can review this sale and make possible returns or even void the sale completely. Go to Windows, then press Return Window. From here press Recall Invoice and select the invoice you'd like to modify. If you'd like to return the item, you can scan the item above, or you can press Return Quantity and manually enter in a number to return the customer. Press Calculate Refund, then Pay to pay the customer back and put the inventory back in the database. If you want to void an invoice, click Recall Invoice, click the invoice you want to void, then click Void Invoice. This will be in your system still, but will be removed from your reports and placed into the Void Invoices report. Now you know how to use most of CornerStore's features in order to aid your store. Thank you for listening and enjoy your time at CornerStore.